big up, and welcome to Liverpool 12-Man Show. This is the preview for our Champions League matchup that we have coming up. So I hope that you will enjoy what I'm going to be bringing to you, which is my interpretation of what we should expect. It's a good question of what we can expect because we do have some players that are going to be returning to action. We have some players that are going to be left off of the roster, but won't be making the trip at least, but will be participating in upcoming matches for Liverpool, which is very, very good to see. And then we also have some score predictions and some scorer predictions for this game. So hopefully you will enjoy what we have to bring for you today. Some good news, like I said, is that there are some additions to this lineup. So the 19-man squad for the game has been announced, and on that side is going to be Ali. Ali is finally fit, and we definitely have taken a little bit of time to get him back to the proper fitness. But it's cool because we definitely don't want to see him have to take another exit from being able to participate for our Reds, as we do have a gang of fixtures in December. So we definitely want to see that happen. On the roster, or at least the squad that's going to be making the trip to Girona, is going to be Ali, Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Diaz, Dom, Lucho, Salah, Jones, Hakpo, Elliott, Robertson, Grav, McConnell, Yaros, Kelleher, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Norris and Kwanzaa are going to finish out the roster on who's going to be making the trip. The 19-man squad, so normally you can bring up to 12 players on the bench, I believe, for a Champions League matchup, but obviously we're not going to be doing that because we are definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to selections that are properly fit for a matchup in such a high intensity type game, which is the Champions League. Big up to John Conway. Big up, John. I see you in the house. Big up to Philip as well. Big up Highlore and Red for Life. Good to see all of you guys here. It's great to see Ali back in the works for us, because what's great about that is he's been out since October 5th. We are in December 9th. It's nearly 2 months that we've had Ali on the mend, and it is certainly something that we should see. Ali's fit to start against Girona. He is technically fit to play against Girona. Now, is he going to start? I do not believe so. I believe that Girona is not a team that you have to possibly put in your best goalkeeper, and some might argue that's Kelleher right now. I get that, but all the same, you don't have to necessarily take the risk of bring him in. We're also going to be bringing Yardos as well, so it should be the case. Let me bring in Brian, and we bring in JK as well. Big up to both of you guys. How are you guys doing?
Oh, good, bro.
Good. I just got introduced to I just introduced the lineup that we're going to bring in. I spoke on the fact that we're not bringing a full squad. Obviously, what's promising is that we do have Diego out. He's out, but he's practicing. He's back on the practice pitch. That's promising. Most likely, I think that we'll probably see him on the bench for Fulham. What's also promising is that we have Federico Chiesa, obviously. He just played with the U21s. It is being said that he is most likely going to be an addition that you could possibly see for this Fulham match as well. He's most likely not going to make the trip. His name wasn't on the 19-man squad going to Girona. Most notably, or not most notably, but a notable fact of what I saw is that Tyler Morton not available. Now, I think that unfortunately, I think Tyler might have picked up a knock or something because it said that he wasn't available. Kanate, obviously, Ibu and Connor, we all know, are out, and as well as Simicast and McAllister, obviously suspended for this matchup, suspended for the Fulham matchup. So those of us that wanted a rest for Maka, well, he's going to get an extended rest considering he didn't have to play this weekend. He's not going to have to play on Tuesday, and he's not going to play this weekend as well. So that's going to be definitely a pretty nice little rest for our number, our Maka. Let me bring in Milante as well. Milante, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, we got 12, as always,
Yeah, you
JK
good?
and Bri. Big up the chat. Yeah, man, today's been a difficult day for different reasons, which I won't discuss. But yeah, big up everyone.
Yeah, I hope that it gets better for you, obviously. So I was just going through some of the picks that I had, or not picks, but the lineups that we do have on the board for us in the sense of who is available for this game. I don't know what's up with Tyler Morton. I definitely, if someone out there has an idea or heard, then it'll be cool. The illness thing with Federico, I don't know too much about what it is. It's almost like with Chiesa, it's like 2 steps forward or 1 step forward, 2 steps back sometimes with him when it comes to trying to get him actively on this out here playing as well. I don't know about the light pasta intolerance, as Hyler is saying. But yeah, Chiesa is sick. So obviously they're going to probably keep him away from the team as he's sick as well. So he can kind of get nursed back to health. But I did have a lineup prediction. Now, my lineup prediction is kind of like a unique lineup prediction. I get it. But I did put together a lineup prediction, and I'm going to show you that right now. So let's get a second to put this in. I'm going to bring this up. Okay. So on this lineup prediction, I put together this. I'm going to make it big here, and then I'm going to see what you guys feel about it and see what you guys have different. This is my predicted lineup. I know I have Kwanzaa, Gravenberg, Ali on the bench, Lucho on the bench, McConnell, Norris is going to be making this trip, which is interesting. Nalo is not making this one, but Norris is. Elliott, Davies, and Yardos on the bench. But my starting lineup is going to be Robbo, VVD, Joey, Trent on the right, Kelleher and net. And I also have Dom, Curtis, and Endo in the middle three. And then my front three being Cody, Nunez, and Salah as being my starting lineup. The most notable I know is Grava not starting, but it's not a test of Grava not being able to start. More so, I get that he got the Everton rest, but I'd like to see Grava and Maka have shown a little bit of like mileage on their tires a little bit, and it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, I don't think that I would bring Grava in, but I don't necessarily want to start Grava. I would like to see him get like those like minutes where those 35 minutes or 20 to 30 minutes of playing time at the end of the game just to get him a run, but not necessarily wear him out in essence by having him start this game. Most likely he will start, like I said, but this is what I think would be a favorable lineup. Let me bring this back up here, bring it out from this. All right. So, what do you guys have for your lineups? Tell us in the chat too, by the way. And JK, what is your lineup? And then we'll go to Lante, and then we'll go to Brian. What do you have as your starting lineup going into this tournament?
Like the back five you've got up there, I love that. The front three, I would probably play Diaz instead of Gakpo. And in the midfield, I would play that midfield. I've been saying Endo needs a game. Gravenberch probably needs a rest.
Yeah.
So that your team's pretty sort of around the way I would have it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Redbird. I see Redbird getting a little bit having flashbacks to Naby.
Bless Redbird.
Double inverted. Oh no, not double. Yeah, not. It's just the way that the graphics fit on there. It's a back four. It's not anything about any inverted positioning for Trent or Robbo. Just the way it's just set up. I can make them square with you if you like to make it easier. It's an easier way to see them. But Nalante, how about for you?
Big up Redbird, big yourself up, bro. Appreciate it. It's interesting one. Nice. The team comes with a different dynamic to what I would have originally rested because we didn't play the game. So, you know what? I would rest. Oh god, this is difficult now. This is kind of difficult, and how I'll do this. Yeah, I guess I keep the back four. Not what I want, but not what I'd really want. But again, injuries permitting, I'll keep that. And though I would start Elliot and probably leave Sobo on the bench. And then the front three, I'll leave it as that. So yeah, something like that really. I think
so
Elliot can
you're taking basically this squad, but moving Dom to the bench and bringing Elliot in.
Yeah, I'll bring Elliot in.
Okay. Actually, too, let me make this. It'll probably be more like this. That's by the way. So, okay, Brian, how about for you?
I'd start Allison. I'd start Grav. I'd play the same back four. 1-3. Yeah, Diaz or Gakpo probably doesn't really matter which one he plays. Yeah, see, the whole thing is like this would have been probably much closer, but he would have had, like we were saying, he would have had an idea what he was going to do against Everton, and then who would play and who would have a rest, and now it's all kind of jumbled up. He's had to kind of miss one of them, so I got hard kind of predictive. I'd start Grav. Grav did the press conference, so that's would suggest he's in. And I'd try to get Ali back in the team as quickly as possible. If he's 100% ready to go, get him in for this game, which gives him minutes under his belt for Fulham, and get him back in the team. But I'm with Nalante. I would love to see. Again, I reckon he would have gotten minutes against Everton, and it would have been easier to say now. I'd love to see Elliot get a start, but it's been so long now. Is he ready to go from the start of a game? If he was, I'd do what Nalante's done as well. I'd give Dom the night off and start Elliot, but it's just been so long without Harvey getting any real minutes. Don't know if he's just a bit too rusty. But yeah, not a huge amount. But mainly I would get Ali back in this game. That's the only real difference.
Okay. So you put Ali in for Kelleher, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the only change, probably?
Well, I'd start Grav. I mean,
okay,
I'd start Gravenberch, yeah.
Okay. there was something else that I wanted to see. Who else said that too? I think Bonker said that he would start Ali and have Kelleher start for Fulham. Yeah, this lineup is. He's made a mention about the fact that, and this is Slot that I'm talking about, has made a mention that he prepares for games sometimes like 10 days ahead of the game. So he is with the Everton matchup being not played, it certainly probably has put things in a little bit of a shift for him, you know. Mm-hmm. But just as JK said, it's not that I don't think Grav doesn't have the. It's not that I'm saying Grav shouldn't start because he's playing poorly. It's not because I'm saying Grav shouldn't start because that he is injured, obviously.
No,
but,
you just want to give him a rest.
But I just want to. I do think that Grav should get a full start against Fulham, obviously. And on top of that, it's just the fact that Girona is not faring too well right now. They, I believe, are in ninth place. No, wait, I think they're in 9th or 10th place in La Liga currently.
Yeah, they're hit and miss, really.
Yeah, and I mean, they lost something like, I think, 4-0 against Real Madrid.
3-0, yeah.
You know, yeah. and that was at Girona. They got knocked out by a second tier, or actually I think it was 4th tier. I want to say.
Yeah, in your research too.
Yeah, La Liga team. So, it's one of those cases where, you know, you look at their lineup, you look at the team that they most likely would have available to them. I mean, you're looking at a lineup where you'd have Gazaniga in net, you'd have Blind, Lopez, Rechka,
Martinez.
Who?
Martinez.
I don't know if Martinez is going to get the start for them. On this predicted lineup I had Salas, Van de Beek, you know, Van de Beek from Manchester United days.
Oh, God. Graceful.
Yeah, Porto, Martin, Danjuma, and Stoney being their starting lineup, probably that they would possibly bring out. 4-2-3-1 is what they like to come out in. And yeah, I just don't.
If Grav wasn't fit and he couldn't play, you know, I'm not saying we won't win. Like, people are taking it a bit too far. Like, no one is like, obviously you're not saying he can't play. You just say you want to give him a rest. Cool, straight up. I want to start him. Mm-hmm. But it's not because I don't think it's not because of the opposite, because I don't think we can beat them without him.
Mm-hmm.
I just start him, basically. Really, I'm not overcomplicating. It's just that's who I'd put in. That's who I'd throw in. We should handle them. Even if I don't know, well, maybe not one other, but I mean 1 or 2 other guys out. They shouldn't be a difficult proposition for us. Like you said, they're pretty and Delante's saying he's saying they're hit and miss. We don't want to be one of their hits, you know.
Right, certainly not.
You know, so I'm sure they'll need handling. They'll need taken care of.
Yeah,
but I'm not expecting.
And definitely will be one of their hits. And when I do say, it's not that I don't want. It's not that I'm not saying. Again, I would play Grav, but he would just be like the same way that we've seen. The same way we've seen Lucho sometimes be that second half addition. That's what I would like to see. Like, as in, I didn't have Lucho starting. Obviously, I'm not playing favorites, you know, when it comes to the lineup. So, like, it's just one of those cases where, you know, this is the team that you could get just an extra measure of rest, you know. Give some of those guys. I like the Elliott shout. The Elliott shout could be a decent shout too. If I was going to do the Elliott shout, I probably would take out Curtis Jones instead of Dom. I would bring Jones off and let Elliott start. If not, I know Curtis Jones and Elliott do play well together in that front eights if they want to play in that kind of role together. But I could see Elliott starting instead of Curtis only because you're going to most likely want to get a full 90 out of some of these players. And I think that Dom is definitely the one that could be the most likely to do so. Slot is going strong. Yeah, I think he'll go strong as well, too.
Yeah, disappointed to hear that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed to hear that. There's no need for him to go strong against Girona.
Yeah.
But
if we get beat 2-3-0, we don't really need that. That's how I'm looking at this game. Like, for me,
you're looking for momentum?
Yeah, momentum, bro. When you keep winning, you want to win the next game. It don't matter. Like, I think our squad is capable of beating Girona. I'm not going to say play all the youth players and stuff like that, but for me, there's one or two guys there. Like McAllister's getting a little break now, so that's one guy sorted. For me, the other guys are Van Dijk and say Gravenberch. They've played every minute in the Champions League this season already. So for me, could you play Kwanzaa and Gomez at the back to give Virgil a rest? You could. Could you play Gravenberch on the bench and play Szoboszlai Jones or an Endo or Harvey Elliott or someone? I think you could. But for me, like Salah, he wants to play every game. So him, Darwin, Diaz or Gakpo on the left is the way we go forward. But for me, I want to beat Girona. Hence why I would go strong. And then second half, you can change it. You can bring a few guys off, whoever you need. You've got Diaz on the bench. If you go with that team there, you've put down. So for me, winning is everything. I don't want to get beat by Girona. No way.
Yeah. I mean, put it this way: we beat Girona, a game that's definitely something that most experts have us doing. Especially if we do go strong, and top 8 is assured.
I think
top 8 in Champions League will be short. Those last 2 matches won't really matter much other than seeding for us, and that is still important, by the way. Like, we would like to get the top seed, therefore we get obviously the worst qualifier from that playoff round.
There you go.
So that would be ideal.
Yep, exactly.
And I just I agree. We spoke on it yesterday. I do like this opportunity to really not only distinguish but underline that we are, not only European royalty, but that we're making this new chapter in the Liverpool story. Be that, that comment that Brian brought up. If you bring it up again, I started. From Redbird.
Oh yeah, no, I can't. That's that's nonsense. Chance. Talking about Mac maybe leaving in January.
Is that what it said? Is that what it said? Oh, I don't know.
Redbird. I wouldn't think that, bro.
I was just gonna say. Finish what you're gonna say. Go ahead,
no, you're gonna say for me, McAllister's our best midfield player.
Yeah, that's not happening.
And he's gonna get, like, for me, he could have gone to Real Madrid, Barcelona, even before he came to us. He's that good. I didn't know he was that good. So yeah, man, respect. If his teams are looking at him, but for me, he's Argentinian, and a lot of South American guys, because they come from South America, they want their teams are Real Madrid or Barcelona as kids. It's a connection they've got there with them, so maybe they do want to go there one day. Coutinho, Suarez, all these guys who played for us,
Did Grav do the press conference, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Proper smiling all the way through it, bro. Really nice.
Okay. I didn't get an opportunity to see the conference. That's why.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I reckon he's almost guaranteed to start.
If he did the press conference, I'm gonna change it up.
Well, he was asked about playing every game. He's saying he loves playing every game, all this kind of. So he was asked about it. So it's a good. They've done a good little. The way I think it's This Is Anfield or whatever. They've clipped it up there. It's about 6 minutes. People can watch it later on after the show is over. Of course, you can watch it later on. But yeah, I just saw the headline from it.
Yeah.
Nah, he's a happy guy, bro. That's the first time I've ever seen him really smiling like the way he was through that press conference.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch the
watch
press
it.
conference.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I'm happy. He's
Especially,
like that.
what's that?
And I'm just happy he's like that. He's got that sort of. Have you noticed the Liverpool players? They smile a lot, and it's a good vibe to have in the club. Like Simicast, Salah, Gravenberch as well now. You know, Trent
Mhm.
even. Robertson likes to have a little joke and stuff. So that vibe in our squad to go and win everything is pretty good. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if people like Gravenberch, who never even smiled ever since he came from Bayern Munich to us, if he can start smiling, bro, we've got a good team there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're seeing live predicted Champions League 11s being altered on the fly here. Usually, whenever the person that does the press conference interview, normally that means that they are going to be starting. So, but I would like to see them. I would like. He possibly could, if he's going to go strong, like people are suggesting in the chat, then that also could tend to lead to think that he's going to start Jones and have, because he did play as a 6 in that Newcastle game too, and have that be a back, have Jones and Grav possibly play in that pivot, and then have Dom up front. I don't think that he would start Elliott and then have Jones, Elliott, and Grav though together.
Nah.
If that was the case, if they're going to start, if Grav's going to start, and I think that you'll need some type of continuity in players that have played in some of these games to create that continuity. So this is the altered, the updated predicted Champions League lineup that I would predict. There was some cool stuff that was said. I know there are those out there that aren't very high on Nunez at the current moment, but there was something I was talking to JK about. I was talking to Lee about as well, and it was some comments that he said in an actual interview. I guess it was like a type of interview. And basically, Salah said it was Mo Salah talking, not Nunez, but it was Mo Salah talking. He said about Nunez. He was speaking directly on Nunez. He said Nunez is kind of a different player. We never had that quality before. That, and the quality that he's speaking on is that he loves to run in the space. He said he doesn't like the ball much in his feet, which is unique, and he's really, really fast. He keeps looking at me, meaning Mo Salah, because he knows I can get him the ball easily. He, meaning Nunez, looks like one of the hardest footballers you could ever play against because it's the full range of gifts combined with the unpredictability, combined with the physical aspect, and combined with combined with all that that you get when it comes to Nunez. He said, I know many people don't like Nunez, but let me bring Monte in as well. I know many people don't like Nunez, but I love playing with him. He's the player I enjoy playing with the most after Firmino. He also went on to say, Salah said at the end, not everyone understands his playing style. It's true. Sometimes Nunez is a victim of the chances he creates for himself. If he finished those, he'd be one of the best in the world. Either way, his danger creates opportunities for others. If you don't see the potential in him, this is his direct quote, if you don't see the potential in him and don't think we should stick by him, at least for a full season under slot, then I can't respect your views on anything. Every single Prem club would be better with Nunez. Every single one. some strong words of praise and encouragement for Nunez. And it's something that I wanted to bring out because I do like the relationship. You're just talking about the smiles and everything else, that you see from our players, JK. And I think what's unique about the relationship between Salah and Nunez is that, it's almost like, it's like Salah not only sees him almost like he's like a big brother almost to him, in essence. Like he sees like a really incredible player, and he enjoys the fact that, this player creates a different angle to some of the possibilities that the game would create for him by having him in the starting lineup and playing with them. They've started to create a unique bond together. Did you have any perspectives on what I said? I know Marion is probably happy to hear some of those comments. She probably echoes some of those comments from Salah. But how about for yourself, JJ?
Like for me, got really high expectations from Darwin. It's been a long time now he's been with us. Mm-hmm. But for me, he's my type of striker. If I was like manager of a team and I wanted a striker, I would go for him because I would play football in the way that he can exploit the other team. I think sometimes I've seen a lot of games where Darwin's making runs into the box. They're not crossing it for him. They're not giving him the ball.
Yeah.
And I've seen once, I think a few games back, Robertson had the ball on the left. And what happened was Darwin was making such a beautiful run. A proper nines sort of run into the box. And Robertson
turns around. Yeah.
Yeah, just like bang, cross the ball, bang, head out, goal. And I like to see headers go in from our number nines. Very important. When you get a header in, it shows that you played it well,
Yeah.
And that's how hard.
He's good. He's good with
his head.
His heading ability is really, really good, actually. Sometimes I would even go as far as to say it's possibly better to try to get those kinds of crosses and those kinds of approaches to him because there's less to think about,
Yep. And he's a tall guy. He's not small like Jota, but Jota loves headering. But Darwin's sort of tall. But for me, I always back Darwin. If he starts, I'm going to say he's going to get a goal. You just do that. I ain't got time to really put an agenda against him and stuff like that. He knows himself he should be scoring more goals.
Right.
And when I see Liverpool fans keep on giving him a hard time, look, the Liverpool fans, the true Liverpool fans, at the stadium sing Darwin's name 24/7. I think Brian said the other day about they shouldn't be really doing that. And I understand that because for me, he hasn't done enough to get that praise. But then again, it just shows you our club, how it is and how they support the players, even though they're not doing great. Yeah,
that's yeah. Latte, you have a perspective. I mean, it is encouraging to hear, though. I mean, Salah has played with some, obviously, in possibly one of the greatest front three that certainly in the Premier League era of our existence, and coming from arguably one of the greatest right wingers in Premier League history, it is encouraging to hear that he enjoys playing with Nunez. After Bobby, he's like the most. This player is the most exciting player or most enjoyable player for him to play with, and he's played with others in that number 9 role. So I mean, he could have said other people, but he notably said him.
They work well together.
They do. They absolutely
work
do.
well, and that's why I don't mind when them two are doing something together because it's sort of we get a goal out of it or something. They could do it more, I think. Back in the days, the number 9 was really influencing games. Like, he was the main go-to guy, not the wingers. It was the main number 9. And, like, let's work around him to make him score goals for us to win games.
Yeah.
And we've got Salah, Diaz on each side. They're, like, cutting in, banging it in top corner. And that's where sometimes I feel like Salah tries to get assists. He gets a lot of assists. So he's trying to get Darwin goals. Salah's the only one I would say out the attackers who does that. But I feel there's enough times for McAllister just to get the ball middle of the park, slotted through, bang goal. You know, Trent even like for me, I'm looking at McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Trent to get that ball and slide it through, bro. Football's an easy, beautiful game sometimes, you know. And when you got a guy who's fast as him, it's goals.
Yeah,
but
we don't do those kinds. We don't do too many of them. I was commenting with Lee when we were talking, when I read those quotes to Lee. We were talking about it back and forth because Lee is someone that said that he's kind of like, you know, a little bit given up on Nunez a little bit, but it's not necessarily about defending him as well. It's because, like, look, any player that plays for us is a player that most likely is going to see out the season with us. Pretty much all these players are players that are worthy of playing for Liverpool, I think, personally. And obviously, you know, like, whether you think he's a good player or a bad player, like, as in, you know, it's not necessarily about defending him. It's more about the fact that he wears the red kit. So, I mean, like, I want to support him and I want to see the best out of him, you know? So that's how I look at it. Like, it's okay to be critical of players to try to bring out, oh, well, he can improve this part of his game or improve that part of his game. But I don't necessarily think attacking them is necessarily the primary thing of why or what you want to do when you're trying to get those evaluations out. But I also agree, though, we were talking about how when it comes to this number 9 or our number 9, because Diego was having issues with scoring as well, technically, in the beginning of the year when he was playing at the number 9, getting shots and getting goals. Like, he had gotten goals. I think he has 2 goals in the Prem, right, or something like that. But it's about feeding him as a proper number 9. And normally a number 9 is going to get the opportunities of getting the through balls to him and the likes, you know. And we're not doing that. It's very similar. I think the best scenario was that time when it was Endo had the ball. And you can say what you want about Endo's passing range. That was an easy pass for Endo to make, okay? It was a very easy pass for Endo to make. But Endo, rather than make that through pass to Nunez, who was making the run, he turned, controlled it, and you know, continued to, like, try to progress the possession, you know. And that's kind of what you see when it comes to this team, is that we're more interested in getting these passes and getting the flow and possession affiliated, as opposed to just, hey, every once in a while throwing those long balls in, or throwing, you know, getting those through balls through so that you can make those runs and really make them. And he's still making the runs despite not getting the ball, which is exceptional, because at least you got to keep the teams honest, you know what I mean? So okay, yeah,
that's true.
I can see Daryl's comments. Daryl's being a little bit critical, overly critical, in my opinion. Because
but for me, bro, fans can get critical of him. Like, I've seen a lot recently. Like, they've got their right to do that, bro. You know?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
For me, a lot of fans have been doing it since day one.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they see Haaland down the road getting goals as a number 9. And
their system is set up completely different. That's why I'm saying this point.
They sort of work for him, Haaland. When you look at how Man City play, Haaland is the perfect guy for them. Why? He's not a fast guy. He's not going to run from the halfway line with the ball and score. He's going to be in the box, because Man City play all the way through to the box. That's what they're really good at. So for me, Haaland perfectly fits their agenda, you know. But for me, Darwin, a lot of fans have gone against Darwin recently, and I can understand why they have, bro. You know, I think he needs to score goals. It don't matter what he does other than that. If he's scoring 2 goals every game, 2 goals, 1 goal, 3 goals, 1 goal, throughout the whole season now, we're going to be happy. We're going to be winning things, you know? Yeah. And I think sometimes we just want our number 9s to score goals. Torres, Suarez, whoever it is, score goals.
I think it's unique, too, when it comes to strikers, too. You never know when they're going to catch that spark, and whether that spark really lights the fuse that really gets them going. You never know. Go ahead, Brian. Yeah, I heard you want to say something.
Well, no, there's look. Number one, again, like I said the other day, I forget sometimes you have to come out and remind people of things. Like, for example, like you have to come out because you're supposed to be giving your opinion on YouTube. You have to remind people that it goes, a lot of things for me go without saying. Like it goes without saying. That goes without saying. This goes without saying. But that doesn't, there's no such thing as that on YouTube. So you have to caveat absolutely everything you're going to say before you're allowed to make an opinion. So my whole thing is, it goes without saying that I back any player in a Liverpool shirt. That for me goes without saying. If you're playing for the club, I back them. They're our player, I back them. We're allowed to sit in the back room and have an opinion, but you back them. I didn't say that I didn't understand why the fans at the ground sang his name, Jake. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about something else way before that. But again, like I say, if there's someone, if somebody was slagging off Darwin Núñez and calling him all kinds of names after a month, that's different to someone who 2 years down the line has said, yeah, I've been watching for 2 years now, 2.5 years, and now I have an opinion on him. But anybody's out there slagging people off, that kind of stuff isn't on. You can have an opinion about a guy. You can think he's good enough to play for the team. You can think he's not. You can think he's going to be whatever. But there's no need to be going out and getting personally abusing people, especially when you've never met them and all they do is kick a ball around. Those people are just unhinged. I think there's no real help in them. But just so that's what I said. Look, the guy, he's playing for us, and as long as he's playing for us, every time he wants to go, like, I want Darwin to score a hat-trick every game. Why do I want Darwin to score a hat-trick every game? Not for Darwin, because that means we win games. We win games, we win titles. That's what we're here for, is Liverpool to win titles. So whether it's Jota, Virgil, Gakpo, Darwin, I don't really mind. As long as they're here, we'll back them. Sing their name like you should. But, like I said, when you're speaking amongst yourselves, you can have your own opinions. I think with Mo coming out, I'll just quickly on that. It's great. Sometimes you don't want someone having to come out and go to bat for you, but a lot of what he said, that's how Mo feels, without a doubt. But he just made that one point in the middle. He said if he could finish those chances, he'd be one of the best in the world. That's the point. That's really the point. If he could just, that's all Mo was saying. So he's on 3 this year. He should be on more than 3. So if he could just start, like you said, get a spark from something, where it comes from, I'm not sure. But yeah, also to what Mo said, finally, he does get the rest of this season under slot. He does get a full season under slot completely. He will. No one is saying sell him in January. We all see that he does have, to a degree, a positive impact on the team in the way we play. And yeah, like JK said, we don't cross the ball. It's not that we don't cross it. It's just, that's just the way we play. We're a lot of the things that he does probably aren't going to be rewarded with a pass because of the way we play. But he's worked to make himself a fan favorite and all that. And I say fair play to him, But like Mo said, just throw in an extra 7 or 8 goals between now and March and another couple before the end of the season, and we'll all be laughing. Because if our boys are scoring goals, we're winning titles. And that's what we're all here for at the end of the day.
Yep, exactly.
But it's good that Mo, it's like you said, like every now and again, you need someone who kind of has that weight of opinion and gravitas, like Mo Salah, to come out and say, I'm on the pitch with this guy. This is how I feel about it. And if you think I'm all that, then you should respect my opinion. And it maybe get some people thinking in a little bit more positive light about Darwin. But yeah, you don't ever want to see any of our fans going down the abuse road, because it doesn't help anyone.
Yep. Big up Marianne, Bernadette, and Daryl. You're all cool.
Did you have an opinion on some of Mo's comments, Nolante?
Mo says what Mo says, really. I mean, I think people forget, although he's saying he's great and there's a connection, the reason why is because Darwin makes certain moves and he's always kind of focused on assisting on him and makes a space and Mo gets more shots. But the difference is Darwin was bought as an out-and-out number 9. Bobby wasn't. was never been and never was, and that he was an attacking. He was a number 10 that made a wonderful change in the system. And I can't. I'm just trying to think of a player before him. I can't think, but someone might remember an attacking midfielder playing as a false nine, because you didn't really hear the false nine until Bobby came in and made it his own. But what I'll say with Darwin is it's very hard. I mean, both sides have padded points. I mean, I think you were saying, and JK, about, I mean, fans have opinions, and there's a saying which I won't repeat about that. But yeah, look with Darwin. Look, what I would say is, these last 2 seasons, he's had no excuse. He's had a bundle of chances, and he's been unlucky on some, but he ain't finishing like a number 9. Now this season, I agree. There's been certain times I've watched certain games, Robertson, or he makes a run, McAllister, and the ball's not played to him, or he's there, he's waiting for the cross. Is it Diaz or something? They pull back, and I've seen sometimes he's been a bit unfortunate. But at the same time, the chances that he had, and there hasn't been as much as the last 2 seasons previous had, he hasn't taken advantage, and that's the problem. And I think sometimes because of as Mo says, he likes playing for him. I think because of the presence of Mo, sometimes when he has the ball, like I remember one the Aston Villa game, he had a good game, he scored. There was another break he could have made, and then he just sometimes he hesitates with his decision making, and that's the thing. That's the problem. When he has all the time and he's got time to think, he doesn't make the right decision. But when he's on the instinct, you give him to him, quick, boom, he doesn't think, bang. That's when he's effective. And again, it's a delicate situation, because I've told you my opinion. I never wanted Nunes in the first place. Obviously, Brian did. He's already covered that. I never wanted him in the first place. But at the same time, regardless of what player we think he is, he doesn't, there's no need to be abused. You can disagree with him, but yeah. And, obviously in the chat, certain people have made their feelings known. Look, as much as I don't want it, he ain't a crap player. He definitely is not a crap. He's a good player, but is he for us? Again, I don't know. But we're in the stage where this is season number 3 and something has to give either way. We can't be doing the whole Darwin conversation. And regarding Darwin, if he was any striker, because at the end of the day, we've all been brought up on the Tories, the Owens, the Fowlers, Sturridge, Suarez. You know what I mean? You can be good for a certain while in terms of running. And I think as well, one thing Darwin, sometimes the both thing plays in their head, because sometimes he should be going. He should be attacking the goal, but I think because of the Mo factor as well, sometimes weighs him down a bit without realizing. So, something has to give. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can I ask a quick question? Because I know Healer might be able to get this up quick, and this isn't a criticism of Darwin. This is about like the crossing thing, more to do with the kind of talk about like. But when is the last time Darwin scored a header for us?
Yeah,
because we were like, I can't remember the last time I even saw him. It's not like he's missed. It's just I can't remember the last time we created a headed, like the kind of chance you were talking about, Jake.
He's had 2 this season, not 2 goals, but two attempts that came close.
Yeah. So what? So it was last season.
One was this season.
No, I mean, but when was the last time he scored?
Last time he scored? I can tell you that in a second. Give me 1 second.
Because I just think it's obvious that's definitely is one of his strengths, running into the box, getting heading on things, and we just obviously don't.
He's the third option if he's in. He's normally the third option when it comes to the headers. Obviously, when Ibu and Virgil are in, they're primary number 1 and number 2 when it comes to.
I was thinking more from open play, to be honest, not corners.
But okay. The opportunity I was speaking was an opportunity from a actual from 2 corners, but
could be Forest.
Scored was
could be Forest. That away game, the last minute.
Yeah, he did have a good header in that one. Yep.
Yeah, that could be his last headed goal. I mean, someone can check that. Or 12, you can check that if you want. But yeah, I think it might be Forest. But I'm saying because I can't remember after that. I don't think. No, I could be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just think we
Madrid
just
goal-
play the ball
yeah,
on the
the
ground.
Madrid
We don't
goal.
play crossing football really.
I don't
that
know.
much.
I think Real Madrid game, he had a header as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
No, I
not
know.
this
It's just
past
like
not
what
this
JK
past
is
Real
saying.
Madrid game. I meant like
Yeah.
the one where we hosted them and unfortunately lost to them last year.
Last year. Yeah.
Um,
No, it's just to what JK was saying about us. You know, we don't. I know it can be It can be kind of sometimes a bit infuriating where you see there's a ball on, and they don't play that cross, especially an early or a late. They might play an early ball, but they don't cross from the byline very much.
Mhm.
We don't have wingers that beat a man, get to the byline, and then cross it. I can't remember the last time I saw us actually do it. They usually try and dribble into the box or play 1-2s or things like that. Just doesn't lead to that kind of play. Well,
I think it's interesting sometimes. Like, and again, I get that people can all have their different criticisms and critiques of the player, but I just think that it is interesting sometimes when you do get into conversations, and you might even have an explanation as to, okay, well, just as Nolante said, you know, I've mentioned it too. When's the last time we played with an outright number 9? When's the last time someone talked about, oh, well, he doesn't score enough goals? And I'm like, when's the last time our number 9 was the top goal scorer on our team? Over a decade ago. So, like, those things and everything, it's like, okay, I understand what everyone is saying. Certainly, it applies to, yes, in your mind, you have the perspective of a number 9, like a Lewandowski or even a Haaland. Yet, they're in systems that have them pinpointed as being the point person to score the majority of their goals. This system that we play in doesn't necessarily have that. It's an option that we can utilize, and it definitely brings a different variable to the front, not having a number, a false 9 per se, and having more of a outright number 9 playing in that hybrid of a position that we're creating for them. But that's why sometimes when I get into the conversations of, I won't call it defending, but bringing up at least my perspective as to why I value and appreciate Nunez, because he creates a lot of variables, intangibles, but certainly variables that are utilized by our wingers who score the majority of our goals. And that's why when I brought up the Salah comments, I think Salah says it. He says, if you don't see the potential, and I mean, you don't think we should stick by him, at least for this full season on the slot, because it's a whole new system, you know, and it's a system that they're all getting adjusted to, a system that Slot in his previous team had Jimenez score some over 20 some odd goals for them and that is in the Dutch league, of course, but 20 some odd goals for him, you know. He's looking at it as, well, let's see how we adjust. And this is a player that's used to being the primary goal scorer on this team. This team is such a wing-oriented goal-scoring team that we once had golden boots be shared by both wingers on our team. That's pretty significant. And like Nunez had over some 30 some, I don't want to get the exact number wrong, but he had, I know it was 30 plus GA last year, you know, in all comps. It shows that he's facilitating with Salah pretty well. He's not scoring like a number 9 in our minds in what we have as the you know, defined definition of a number 9, but he's definitely creating and contributing. And not only is he creating and contributing, those intangibles that I was talking about are the runs that he makes and now the fact that he's arguably become, and this is something that Slot has said, and other pundits have said as well, is that he's become better with his ball, playing as a, you know, with his back to the ball. He's become a much better counterpresser than the previous year, and with the work rate and everything else put into it, he creates a very viable component on the pitch. And I think, unfortunately, similar to why I make the effort of defending Dom, those things are important. Would I like to see them score goals? Absolutely. But if it means that they don't score,
that's what most people want,
but other people are scoring in their wake, then I'm still very, very appreciative of that as well.
And that's all people want. People get dragged into the gutter in this Darwin stuff because they get dragged into arguments that, like, they're just there saying, I just wish he'd score more goals. And then it gets, but why this, why that? And then they have to defend it. But most people are just like, look, the guy's doing well. He works hard. Everybody loves him. But an extra 8, 9, 10 goals would be brilliant. That's all people really want. I don't think that's a lot to ask. I mean, £65 million number 9 with all the pedigree that he had. People, like I've said before, I had people telling me he's going to score 35 goals. I was like, look, maybe chill out on the numbers a bit. I mean, 18, 19 would be awesome. Relax with the 35s. No, he's going to score this. It's like, don't expect that much. That's expecting too much. You're going to be let down if you're expecting those kind of numbers, like day one. But just give him a chance to settle in and see what he can do. If he's a good striker, if he can get 14, 15 in the league in his first season, that'd be absolutely brilliant. He nearly got that. But
again, I think
I just say things. I know, like you're saying, like people don't understand this or don't understand. I mean, people are entitled to their view on it, and some people are just gone on this.
I'm obviously not saying they're not entitled to their viewpoint, but
I think people are gone on this dude. So many people are gone on this guy, and so many people are gone. Like it's almost a dead conversation because people are really entrenched on this, and it's like I'm just sitting there going, we're top of the league. We don't need any issues. We don't need any problems. It's working okay as it is. Let's not mess with it. Let's leave him in there. If Mo and the boys love playing with him, brilliant. Let's not be too clever and try and change it. Let's give him a season under a slot and reevaluate in the summer. Really, because we have players out now. We don't need to be messing around with Núñez. He's working fine in this system at the moment. If he scored an extra load of goals, yeah, that'd be awesome. But we don't have Jota to rely on all the time. He's going to play a lot of games for us. So, yeah, we should trust him. We should get used to seeing him in the team and back him to do it while he's in there. But like I said, sometimes, man, it's just so hard to talk to people about Núñez because it just gets real, it's pistols at dawn kind of shit straight away. And people are just
but I'm not talking to them. I'm having a conversation with you. So I get what
but you were talking about the other people.
But I almost go ahead, finish your point.
No, it's fine. I know you get what I'm saying. Is sometimes I get what you're saying, but that you don't need if it's just it is where it is on this guy, man. I mean, like
for you, that's what it is.
I'm saying no with people.
I'm trying to give the perspective of. I get that for you, you're kind of exhausted from the conversations. I get that, and some are tuning, and some are even tuning out from engaging. I know. One of my friends, Drifty, is the exact same situation right now. He's someone that is definitely supportive of Darwin, very similarly supportive of him as myself. But it's exhausting sometimes to have conversations with people because when you do engage in the conversations, some of the highlighted points that I just brought out that should be factors in the evaluation, people seem to want to not include. So therefore, when you're trying to have an honest conversation with people about it, I'm willing to listen to their parts and points. And I do agree with some of the points that they do bring up. But it seems that they tend to want to forget about the other variables that I bring up or I've brought up or others have brought up in defense of why we value this player despite the fact of goals, for the lofty number of goals. And if you give the reasons and then likes, it gets you to the point where eventually, you hear some of the venomous kinds of things that people say. And it gets to the point where it's like, okay, you don't want to engage. You don't want to talk about it. But I mean, like, it doesn't mean that I still have some energy to talk about it. That's why I bring up the points, and that's why I do engage with the conversation and try to at least I try to at least enlighten the conversation with some of the perspectives that I have. If people don't want to hear them, or people are uninterested in them, or they don't value them the same way I do, again, that's their perspective and that's their right. But it doesn't mean that I don't have the right to verbalize my own perspectives. That's how I look at it. So that's why, like, when I hear people say, "Oh, well, we don't want to talk about this or da 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 da," I'm like, I get that, but I do. I want to talk about it. So that's what I want. That's the reason why I want to engage in it. That's all. That's what I was getting at. Because I see Redbird says something that I do agree with too. It says if Darwin was at another team that's constantly looking to get in the ball, like Holland or Mo, to be fair, or even like his former team in Portugal, or even like the Feyenoord team that I spoke of that Slot once was coach of, we might see a different result of goals for this young man. But this is a work in progress with us making this transition, this somewhat transition of formation and strategy with this new team, or this new coach, I should say. So Sinalante is on mute, and I see JK is on mute as well. All right. Well, let's get into these predicted scores and predicted scores and scorers for this game. I'll start with Nolante since he just came off of mute. What is your predicted score of this game?
Even if we play the kid, this should be a comfortable win, but I'll go 4-0.
4-0. 4-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have some scorers, or just you don't have to do it? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we do want. Let's do that same thing as before.
Cool.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Because we were doing that before. It was kind of cool. Of course, the one game that we had it all set up to do the scores and score predictions. That ends up being the game that gets canceled. But give me 1 second. Let me get the actual grid up so I can put your score in, and we can kind of have a fun way. We still haven't figured out how we're going to go about giving points out, but we're going to try to maybe figure out some way to kind of have a fun idea as to like getting the scores and scorers, and like who gets the score right and scores. So let me see if I can get to it. It's not on this one. All right, let's put it in. Again, 1 second. Live TV is always live broadcasts are always fun. Okay. So go ahead. You want to tell me your score and scorers predictions?
Yeah, 4-0 again. Joe G.
Okay. He's gonna get one of these times.
Mate, listen, I'm backing in it, you know.
Joey G.
Joe G. Gravy.
Okay, a little gravy.
Gravy. A little bit of gravy. Let's go. Trent. Yeah, Trent needs a goal.
Okay. That'd be great to see, because Trent hasn't had a goal in quite some time, actually.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah. Surprisingly, hasn't had signing.
He's had some opportunities too. He had that one opportunity.
Real Madrid, City,
against Newcastle. He had that
yeah,
shot. That went just wide.
Yeah.
All right. So Gomez, Gravy, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay.
And the last one is the man that you've just spoken about, the defiance opinion, Darweezy.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. All right. Philip, I see your score in there. 3-0. You got VVD and Salah scoring. Let's see who else. Brian, what's your score prediction?
Sorry. What's my? I genuinely don't give a fuck now. All that Nunes talks just depressed the shit out of me. Didn't need that
I
on a
can
Monday
tell,
night.
man. I'm sorry, but
Didn't need
yeah.
it on a Monday night. At least it makes the Atlanta laugh. 2-0. 2-0.
I mean, you
2-0
can
is a
tell,
very
man.
Liverpool score. 2-0 is a
2-0?
very Liverpool score.
Brian, let me guess your goal score, Brian. Nunes with 2.
Yeah, how about Nunez with a double?
Yeah, with a Desmond.
Yeah.
With a Desmond. On Darwin Desmond 2-2, man.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why
Come on.
not? Do it for the fucking laugh. Do it. Put it in. Stick it in.
All right. Nunez. The Bruce.
I think I need to go and visit an animal shelter, cheer myself up.
Oh, you're all good. That's what Coco's there for. Coco will make you smile. Bernie has got 3-0. All right. Nunez.
Hey, Fuzzy.
Bless Fuzzy, bro.
Mo
Cool.
and Verge. Got you. How about on Red for Life's got it 3-0 as well. He's got whoops. This is interesting to see. Because you know what is kind of crazy that normally someone always pretty much gets the right predictions in our groups. He's got D9. He's got Dom. That's a good shout. And he's got Mo. All right. Just make sure I got everyone that gave him so far. How about for you, JK?
I will go with a 4-0.
4. All right.
Trent 1, Darwin 1, Salah with 2. Let's go with that.
Okay. All right. Cedric's got it. Oops. Cedric's got it 3-0. Hold your ears, Brian. D9, hat-trick. All right.
See, this is the nonsense you have to put up with. Everybody labels you as a hater. Like
I just saying, he said it's just,
I know, Cedric. Nilante will tell you, we were talking about the other night, I was going nuts when he signed this guy. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I was the one talking all about him. No one remembers that.
Yeah, he did. I did say that. It's true.
And
back up, Brian.
Nilante was looking at me saying, you know, oh yeah, did you? I was like, yeah. He's like, I wasn't. I was like, yeah, I totally fell for him. I was all over him. I thought against us he was brilliant. I thought he was going to tear the league apart. I said all of that at the time, but nobody wants to remember that because 2 years later you have a slightly different opinion. Now you're a hater. But hey, that's YouTube. That's life on YouTube.
No, I understand what it's like. For me, Brian's never ever really said anything about Darwin. Really, when you look at other content creators,
yeah, there's so many people out there.
You know what I mean? Like Brian's never really even said anything about it, but I can understand why. But it's his 3rd season now. So for me, even in the last game, who was it against? Where Gapco, where we drew 2-2, 3-3 against Newcastle. When Gapco got that header across for Darwin to score, even I was frustrated. I was like, "Come on, bro! You know, we want you to score these goals." So I can understand why a lot of Liverpool fans are sort of frustrated with Darwin. Why? Because he didn't get the numbers. It's all about the numbers when you play number 9. So for me, I can understand why certain fans are sort of disappointed in him, bro. Because he spent a lot of money on him as well. You know, he wasn't really a free or nothing like that. We spent sort of big money on the lad. And another thing is, he can score goals. Like, look at that lob against Brentford away when Yota gave him that ball. Beautiful. Them two at Newcastle.
To one Michael Owen was slagging him off for. I mean, Michael, read the room, dude. Read the room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was Michael Owen. It was like
that's a Michael Owen comment, though.
There you go.
Like, he was making such a technical point that was correcting what he was saying, yada yada. But dude, he just scored an amazing goal, and you're out there with this shit. Read the room, Michael.
Yeah,
he's just such a weird individual. It's dude, come on, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Keeper from outside the box. You would have been loving it if you'd done that. And he's like, well, no, I wouldn't tell. So that's a terrible decision to be. Oh, come on, Michael, please, man.
That's the Man United.
Stick to the horses or something. Stick to the horse racing, man.
Yeah, there you go. I told you about Michael Owen. You know, that's his Man
Loves
United. Being at United for a season. You know, horses for courses.
Horses for courses, definitely so.
Anyone else with a prediction? No. Any predictions? No.
Any more predictions? Anyone in the chat? If you haven't gotten your predictions in, now is the time. Now is the time to do so. Now is certainly the time to do so.
Fozzie, if you're still got a prediction in, Fozzie, come on, man.
Yeah.
Good to have Fozzie on the show one day as well. Be good.
Yeah. He's been on the show before, but it'd be good to have him back, certainly. And he's always welcome.
Fozzie's a good guy. Are we got? I don't know what's. Oh no, we're not running that long. Are we going to talk about a certain individual that lost his job today? Are we going to bring that up?
We can certainly can. Let me just make sure I got
Stop videoing yourselves, lads. Stop videoing yourselves.
That guy's an idiot. You know that guy who did that? Come on, man. Come on. You know? He says he's told you everything you need to know about him.
Salah, D9, and
I wonder if he has any videos on his phone. I wonder if David Coot has any videos on his phone. He's like, okay, well, I've lost my job. I'm going to sell these to the papers.
No, fuck everyone else up.
Wow. Right.
If I go down, I'm taking everyone with me.
Because there's that one from not that long ago. I guarantee, because there was like a kind of some minor video of it came out, but there was a load of refs over in Thailand. Let's just say doing what a group of men on holiday in Thailand might predictably be doing with the local ladies, sort of thing. And there was a lot of married men in the group, and that was like just like picture them like at a table having dinner kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So all these refs have been on lads' holidays, and beer, boozed up holidays and all that. There's loads of stuff they've done. So if he gets sacked now, I reckon he's going to have some scores to settle while he's in angry mode. So you never know. We might see some more salacious gossip come out. He won't be the only one. You're never the only one.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only one stupid enough to get caught at the moment, though. But are we happy? I mean, are we happy? Is this what people wanted? I think this is what everyone wanted, right? People said this is good enough now. Is this strong enough?
Like what the guy was doing there, bro. He was like a bit nasty in a way. Like, it's like for me, Jurgen Klopp. Forget the football side of him. Just as a normal guy, he's a cool guy. You know, you can't like you can sit down and have a coffee with Jurgen Klopp, and he'll be really nice to meet and stuff. You know. So where was his hatred for him from that Coots guy coming from? I don't really understand. The only way I would say I would understand it is if he supported Man United as a kid. You know, so that's the only reason I can give that for his behavior there. And the thing was, the guy with him, he was even bad as well. Like the stuff he was coming out with, I was like, yo, who are these guys? You know what I mean? Mad.
Yeah, that other guy had very strong Man United.
Well, you might as well you might as well. I think I got all the scores in. I think I got them all in.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on it. I didn't see anyone else, but whatever.
Go ahead and give some insight as to what you're exactly talking about, rather than.
Well, as we know, David Coote, or two toots for David Coote. Today he got the early Christmas present of the old P45. Out through the door, Mark. Do one, mate. That's where you're done. They had a look at the videos, internal investigation. It wasn't just, by the way, the infamous Klopp video with that wannabe Mark Goldbridge guy, wannabe Tim Lovejoy on the couch with him there, basically foreshadowing the whole thing, saying, don't let this video get out because we don't want this man to lose his job and lose his career. It's like, bingo.
You know what I mean?
Here we go. Like, if you're thinking it,
Yeah.
I
once
don't
it's
understand
coming
why.
out, you're out.
That's like the dumbest thing to say, too. By the way,
It's
like that shows like the kind of like what? A, why are you taking that video? And B, why are you saying that? Because obviously you're about to post it. Like, this isn't like a personal thing. This is you about to say you're about to post it. I'm like,
for me, the dumbest thing.
Are you like thick in the head or something? Like, what is wrong with you?
For me, the dumbest thing is, bro, he could have said that, no problem, carry on. Like, we probably said certain things about Man United. But for me, how dumb is it? The guys who were doing it let it go out. Like, come on, man. That's the dumb thing around it all. Like, they're not really clever, are they, in that way? Hence, maybe, or they allowed it to come out for an agenda, for something like look at the world we're in. You say,
this is the other thing we have to remember. That's lockdown. That's how long ago that is. That video was in lockdown.
But they knew about it
had
already.
that video on their phone for 2 years.
Yeah, but they knew about it. They reportedly knew about it.
Yeah, but the other thing is, it wasn't just that video. It was the other video, which I haven't seen because I've read what it is. I don't need to see that. If that's what happened, I don't need to watch a guy doing that. I know what it looks like. Where he was apparently, inhaling some white powder of an unknown, description. So that was the other video that they were looking at. It wasn't just the Jurgen Klopp video. So it was unknown origin, shall I say, of white powder of unknown origin. And that was also on the agenda for them. So it wasn't just his idiot mates. It was this other one, which was then released afterwards. But this could be as simple as a couple of years ago, yada, yada. The guy that gets sent that video drops his phone, breaks his phone, buys a new phone, brings his phone into a phone repair shop. Next thing you know, someone gets that phone. Some clever guy opens up, finds a video on it, and goes, "Oh, could have been as simple as that."
What do we have here?
But it's really stupid. But I guarantee, that's what I'm saying. Like, there isn't just one fish in the ocean. He's not the only guy that was acting out and doing stuff, and that's like not the Klopp stuff and all that, but getting let's just say enjoying himself in hotel rooms on days off, on away days. There's got to be other guys involved, not all of them, but I reckon there's a few of them out there now that are sweating a little bit.
Probably so.
Wondering, thinking, well, me and him had a few, what's that one time. I know there's a few people there that don't video that.
Just a player or just anything nowadays when it comes to what you got going on.
Oh, phones. Oh, people video. Yeah, phones, man. Like, can you imagine what it was like when you were a kid, like when you were a teenager, and what we used to do at nightclubs and parties? Not saying, but what you used to get. Like, imagine if people were videoing that. Imagine if every time you were at a party when you were 16, 17, all those crazy times you had, people were videoing it. It'd be, some of it would be cool, nice memories, but there'd be other things you wouldn't want. It's just, no, you can't do anything now with some idiot video on it or something like that. But also, if you know there's someone standing in front of you with a camera, don't say really stupid things like he did. But I suppose, look, he lost his job, which I think is pretty much right and fair, and kind of move on for that. But I don't think it's the last we'll hear of unprofessional referees. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, probably not.
Bless armchair and Jimmy, in the chat.
Yeah, big up, Jimmy.
Yeah, big up, big up. A lot of games are going to be taking place tomorrow. We are actually going to be the early game actually tomorrow.
Yeah, 7:45 or 5:45. Sorry, don't forget
5:45.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget that. If you're in the UK, it's an early one, lads.
Yeah. So that is going to be another one that we have to get used to because it looks like Dynamo and Celtic are going to be joining us at that 5:45 time slot for them, and then the other teams like Atalanta versus Real Madrid, hosting Real Madrid, Leverkusen hosting Inter, Club Brugge hosting Sporting, Leipzig hosting Villa, RB Salzburg hosting PSG, who has to get it. They definitely have to win that game, by the way, or PSG's hopes are most likely not going to amount to them getting to the playoffs. Bayern going to Shakhtar, and PSV traveling to take on Brest. And yeah, should be an interesting one too. Should be a very interesting one. I think it was kind of cool too is that the U19s get to play too as well on the same day, but they have the same matchups.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that this year, haven't they? They play them pretty much a double header. That's good.
Yeah. Obviously they play the earlier games, but they get to play. Same setup though, as in there'll be the Celtic U19s playing Dynamo's U19s, or the Liverpool U19s are going to be playing against Girona's U19s. So it's pretty cool. Like Villa's U19s are going to play against Leipzig, for instance.
They'll all go and watch the match then.
Yep.
Which is good. Like they all get together, play. You'd imagine then go travel as a team to the senior game, watch that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good integrate. It's good. Yeah, that's good integration or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why. I remember when Jude was waiting outside the locker room for Trent's kit, and he had.
I heard he's still there. I heard he's still there. Has anyone heard the Trent? Because I heard he's actually still waiting there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
so.
I heard he's still waiting there. I heard he got blanked, and he's still waiting there in hope.
It's like he said he'd be here.
Yeah, he's texting him. I think he's been sending his brother out to play for Madrid. He's just sitting there going, he'll be here. He'll be here.
Yeah, there you go.
He didn't forget.
He will.
No way.
West Ham gets definitely a big result earlier today. Or getting a big result, possibly. Currently, right now. It's 1-0. Actually, the game is still going on.
That can't be true, Robert.
I did not hear about that. But I know that there is a lot of disrest and a lot of frustrations in the West Ham camp currently.
Yep, not a happy camp.
And also Wolves. I've heard Wolves. I think Fozzie was telling on his show earlier about Wolves want to go back for Santos and Nuno from Forest, and he's open to go back to Wolves. Yeah, mad. I think he's doing pretty well with that Forest team. Come on, they beat Liverpool at Anfield and beat Man United at Old Trafford.
I get that, but then again, he is a manager under a very.
He's not going there.
No, he's not going. That's a lie.
No,
sorry, that's a big lie.
That's what I heard.
The manager for Forest is not an easy manager to.
That's a big fat lie. That does not make sense.
Some film there. I was like, damn. I'm not saying anything again about that.
Yeah, with roommate, that's a lie. Because they're gonna get Edo in, they're gonna have more money to spend at Forest to improve the squad. So why would he go back to Wolves?
Yeah, that was
it doesn't make sense.
That Edo one was a crazy one.
Yeah, they got a new. He's going to be a new technical director. It's just that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
much money?
he's
Yeah, he
gonna
left Arsenal to go to Forest. How much money must the Forest offer him to leave
exactly.
Arsenal?
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be the new manager, technical director. So Forest are
Well,
trying to do something. So him going to Wolves. I'm sorry, whoever brought them on, that's a big lie, mate. They're
what do
just
you think of
trying
Gibbs
this
White?
bunch.
While we're talking about Forest, what do you think of Gibbs White?
I think he's a very good player.
I
I
think he's
like
all
him.
right, you know.
Good player.
He's impressed
Very
me.
good
He's
player.
impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. He's kind of a number 8, number 10 through the middle, sort of. I don't know exactly what his, but
Position is really, but whatever he
I
does, he
don't-
does it well.
yeah.
Really surprised because they pay big money for him as well from Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, Forest are thinking they're bigger than Wolves of getting one of their best players. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So for me, Santos to go back to Wolves, I can't really see that, but you never know in this world what happens.
Well, 1-0 currently in that game. Like I said earlier, 65th minute currently. West Ham is at home in that game, so they are definitely looking to get some type of result in front of their home fans.
Is Andres on the subs bench? I think for Wolves.
Who?
Andre, there you go, Andre. You know, remember Andre, the guy we
Yeah,
were meant to
yeah,
be
yeah,
getting after?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Andre, yeah.
I'll tell you.
I think he's on the subs bench.
I forgot he went there, yeah. Has
Yeah.
it really? Has
Andre
he been
is
starting?
Andre started, but he's been subbed off currently.
Already?
Yeah, already.
He got subbed
Oh,
out
no, that
in
could
the
start
62nd minute.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's it. Yeah, it started a while ago. Has he been starting every game for them, Andre?
He has been starting,
Mhm.
but we ain't really heard, like, if he was playing great,
Yeah.
they'd be talking about it, you know what I mean? So I haven't really been watching the Wolves games. But for
No?
me,
They're scintillating for him.
Well, since you sold Cunha, maybe. Or did you sell him, or did you have him?
no, I did have Cunha in my team.
Oh, since in fantasy football, I got you.
Yeah.
He's currently got a yellow card in this matchup right now.
Okay.
A lot of people, I'd say he's popular this year as well. I picked him up last year when nobody had him. Got me about 30 points.
He is very popular.
Him and Mateta, weren't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was on the Cunha train day 1, 0.08 kind of job. Bang, bang, bang. Next thing you know, I'm off. That's how you do it in fantasy football. Take the price rise, get him off. Then he stopped scoring. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Very rarely works, but Cunha worked.
And any
Because
news?
you know what happened? I brought him in.
reschedule?
I brought him in on my wild card, and the guy wanted was injured, and I brought him in on my wild card. I was like, right. So when that guy comes back, I'll bring him in. Can't remember who that was. And Cunha didn't stop scoring for like 6 games. So I was like, happy days, brilliant. Didn't have to sell him. That's what you need sometimes.
Callum's
there's Callum. There's Callum. We didn't get a chance to say happy birthday, Callum, because I think we missed. Yeah, so happy birthday for
hopefully
the
you saw
weekend.
the replays of the show from the weekend. Gave you a shout, but we'll give you another shout right now too. And currently, no, there hasn't been any confirmed date set for the reschedule that I've seen, at least.
Like I looked at the schedule.
No.
1st of January, there is a game. I think it's Man United are playing 1st of January. So that's the only time I can see in the sort of schedule we've got that we've got time to play that game. For me, I'd take that January 1st. Because I think we're playing on the Sunday the weekend before.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's right on top of the Man United game for us as well. I know that.
I don't know. I don't know if Man United is playing on the 1st of January. I don't know if they'll do that, only because it would be, albeit I get it that there are 2 different police departments, but that's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. Because I'm just reading some other comments. Everyone's saying happy birthday to Callum, which just shows the beauty of the community. Big up.
Yeah, that goes for all of us. That one there from Bernie.
Yeah, nice.
So we are about to land the live bird here with our preview. Is there anything you guys want to bring up or talk about or say as your final bring up quickly, or did you want to have a final thought prepared? JK, is there anything you wanted to bring up or talk about?
I wanted to talk about the fantasy football, but we could do that another time.
Okay, yeah. Well, today we'll do it tomorrow. We could do it possibly tomorrow too, or something. Oh, let's see if this goal stands. It just went 1-1.
Yeah, who scored?
Shoot.
The guy up front, Larson.
And West Ham had a goal disallowed as well.
Give me a second. I'll tell you.
Doherty. Matt Doherty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, what?
Your fellow Irishman, bro. Matt Doherty.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Tottenham, didn't he?
So are you telling me Matt Doherty just scored for Wolves?
Mm-hmm.
Matt Doherty just scored.
Oh, yes.
Have I been transported back to 2019 or something? What the fuck is happening here?
Yep.
Just
How is he still at? How is he still at Wolves?
No, he moved back to there. He moved back there from Tottenham. I think. Oh no, yeah, he even went to Madrid, or maybe I think he moved back to Wolves. Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah, he went back there.
Yeah,
He missed that one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Bloody hell, man!
Are you enjoying yourself, Brian? Mr. Doherty had a roundabout trip.
You must be about 35 now.
Yeah, I think it sounds like that, Brian. You're right. He's in his. Yeah, he's definitely in his 30s.
He was never that good. It was one of those things. It's like he was a decent right back when like Ireland didn't have that many good players, but the one thing we did have was a good right back, so we didn't really need another one. Shamey Coleman was always fit. But yeah, Doherty was really good at wing back. We tried him at right full a few times. Tottenham, yeah, that didn't work for him. Probably made a nice payday out of it. Fair play to him. Nice few credit Wolves. Jeez, I can't believe he's still getting games. Fair play to
Yeah, he's like a squad player now, so you would rotate. But oh god, he's only 32. Jeez.
Okay. Well, if Matt Doherty can do it, anyone can do it. That's my final thought.
Indeed.
All right. Up. And just as that happened, guess what? It's now 2-1.
West Ham scored.
Bowen just scored.
Underrated. He's a guy I wouldn't mind seeing with us.
Yep. 3 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
That's why you always plays good against us.
Oh yeah, he plays well
Makes
against us.
sense.
Certainly does. Certainly does.
We'll check for penalties, huh?
All the predictions are coming in now.
Yeah, Red Arm.
They're coming in late.
The late
Yeah,
predictions.
I was trying to get them to say if they do have one to get them in before we leave. And if you are watching this on the replay, you can leave it as a comment, and I'll see it in the comments, and we can get it that way too.
Yeah, comments are good to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Comments is a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Press the like, and that'd be cool as well, guys.
Okay, I see. I'll go back in the chat and see yours, Jimmy.
I think he went 2-0 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who his goal scorers were. That was Jimmy.
Helms got it 2-0. And let's see. And I saw one other one just come in late too. Red Armchair Supporter has it 2-0.
Oh, Jimmy went 3-0. Mo, Darwin, Gakpo.
And share supporter went D9 and Cax. Okay. All right. And Callum, who are your goal scorers too, by the way? And then we are going to allow for the guys to give their last final thoughts. D9 and okay. All right. Wants to see Dan's start and get some opportunities. All right. So, Delante and Brian, JK, did you say your final thoughts, by the way?
No, I was going to say, look forward to the game tomorrow, people. Yep, good show. Press the like button if you can. On to the next game.
Yeah. Okay. Brian?
It's Monday, so it's over. Well, hopefully, I mean, depending on what part of the world you're in, it's late in Europe on Monday, so Monday's nearly over. You've got that much. And as much as we were all disappointed at the weekend, we've got another game tomorrow, so we'll be straight back into it. So, yeah, just get ready for the roll call, which will be an hour before the game, so 4:45 UK. And yeah, just the usual. Make sure I know it's a bit early, so if you can't get in, make sure you drop in and say hello at least. And that'll be the hour before the game. So yeah, I know it's a bit early. It'll probably be very early for a lot of people, but at least come in and say hi. Let us know where you are, where you're watching the game, and all that jazz. And thanks for being here tonight, and see you again tomorrow.
Yeah. Delante?
Well, I would just like to say, gentlemen, for tomorrow's roll call, we've got two things. Would you, one, like to do a roll call for the game, or two, for that hour, let Brian talk about Darwizy?
Oh,
Please
stop.
decide.
Stop.
Oh, it is very no, all right. No, I'm kidding. But on a serious note, Cedric, God bless. Big up Cedric, always a contributor, and big up yourself, Callum, on your 18th birthday. All I like to say is, time is precious. Time is essence. So just keep, your loved ones safe and secured, and be you. Keep doing you. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will like you, but that's not your fault. You are who you are, and be blessed to be who you are, and keep on doing what you're doing. That's all I've got to say. See you tomorrow. God bless.
Amen.
Yeah. Another shout out again. Best wishes and well wishes for a speedy recovery to Mikel Antonio, who again, his West Ham team is playing today without him in the lineup because of his unfortunate accident. So hopefully he is progressing positively, and we wish you a healthy return. And we also hope that you'll be joining us tomorrow for this roll call. It is an early shout, but all the same, if you can't be a part of the roll call, then send someone in your for you, in your not your likeness, but in your stead, right?
In your stead, yeah. In your stead.
And also, if you can't be there and you watch it on a replay, at least still give a shout. So tell us where you're watching the game. And again, like Delante say, we wish that you are safe and healthy and continue to be on the road to many more days as such. And we always look forward to seeing you a part of this community and as a Red. So if you can, definitely give each other a hello, a hug, whatever you can. Pass on the positive vibes. And as always, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. We shall see you tomorrow. Take care.